all of us here can say that one of the reasons why we're connecting, one of the reasons why we're closing in on our 10th anniversary coming up later this fall, is because of our humility. It's because of our us being able to just realize the moment and staying humble.
Obviously.
And
where are you going with this?
Well, here's where I don't know why you think I'm going somewhere.
Just keep it real.
Let's just say this.
Real.
Let's say this. Let's say one of us here in our
quite the
studio.
wind-up.
Let's say one of us here in our studio roots for a sports town writ large, and on the same night,
Oh, boy.
one of those sports teams in this town inducts into its own Hall of Fame for its team. Arguably the greatest player in the history of the sport and the winningest player in the history of the sport. And that player in the winningest history of the sport has left that team towards the end of his career to go somewhere else and win a championship in any way, shape, or form that you think for a split second maybe they will split up for good. They come together in front of 6 banners that he helped put there with the head coach who thought maybe he's going to split up from this franchise because they've split up.
Right.
And he returns to give hosannas to this player that nobody thought he would give because he never gave it in the 20 years that they won the 6 banners. And they all come together in front of about, whatever, tens of thousands of Sullys and Fitzes who were there to celebrate.
Maybe.
Yeah.
50 maybe.
Let's say that happens on one night. And at the same time, the basketball team in that town, that has been searching for its 18th banner for a very long time, decides to stick it to everybody who thought that particular night would be the night where the NBA Finals, in which they won the first 2 games at home convincingly, without a player who helped them win convincingly being hurt. He's not there. You thought maybe, just maybe, this would be the night the NBA Finals would be put into more of a competitive play. And that 18th banner would potentially be a little bit more in doubt. And instead, the opposite happens. Tom Brady goes into the Patriot Hall of Fame in Gillette. All the red jackets return. He puts the red jacket on. Bill Belichick's there. He's going to get a red jacket one day. Bob Kraft is smiling and beaming. And at the same time, the Tom Brady puts on the red Patriots Hall of Fame jacket in Gillette. Everybody going nuts on a June night. They're all probably on their phones, streaming, checking out what's going on in Dallas at the same time. And the Celtics putting the bang thing in the third quarter on a Mavericks team that makes a furious comeback in the fourth quarter, only to have the Celtics make every possible damn play on offense and defense to tell everybody in Dallas, not only is this not your night, it's not your year, it's theirs. And get the duck boats ready. That all happens on the same night in Boston. And a lot of us, TJ Jefferson, who aren't, prone to be happy for those in our lives who love Boston sports.
Oh, okay, that, yeah.
Even though I'm married to one.
That's hard for you, I'm sure.
Children in my household have become such. You got to give it up. And that's the way I turn to Chris Brockman and say, how you doing?
This is the best day of my life. Can I tell you how amazing last night was?
What a night for Boston sports.
And stressful. Hey, look, gets down to
stressful.
1 point, 93-92. A little stressful after having a 21-point fourth quarter lead. But as I've been telling you guys, you haven't been listening. I've been telling you since October, best team in the NBA, and they showed it last night.
Well, I know that. They are the best team in the NBA. 100% the best team in the NBA. And let's spend some time on that. The Boston Celtics last night going into Dallas without Kristaps Porzingis who had been coming off the bench in the first 2 games, doing his Kristaps Porzingis thing of scoring and scoring from all over the floor and rim protecting and all of that business. He's out. Mavericks are back home. You see Kyrie start making shots that he didn't make in games 1 and 2.
Kyrie was unbelievable last night.
He had his best game of the NBA Finals. The Kyrie that we had seen all throughout the playoffs to put the Mavericks in a position to play for the championship. He showed up and showed out last night. And then the second half starts, and the Celtics just assert their greatness. And they go up by about 21. By about 20. By 21 in the fourth quarter.
2 minutes into the fourth quarter, yeah.
And Luka Doncic started that fourth quarter with just 2 fouls. 8 minutes later, he's fouled out. 8 minutes later, he's fouled out, but we'll put a pin in that for a second. The furious run that they make while Luka's fouling out of the game with 4 fouls in 8 minutes. Certainly for somebody who tweeted out at the top of the fourth quarter, get the duck boats ready. I thought I was being open to a little old takes exposed, freezing cold take retweet because the Mavericks got it down to 1. Mm-hmm. But this Celtics team, man, and this is not in any way, shape, or form going into Jason Kidd territory here. But you can make an argument that Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics. You could truly make that, and I understand that comes across maybe as a little shade in the direction of number 0 of Jason Tatum. I just must say this: when they made that Garnett Pierce trade that wound up with Tatum being there, who the hell knew when Jaylen Brown also came to this team that Batman and Robin had just been acquired by the Boston Celtics, and that you can go back and forth as to who's Batman and who's Robin.
I don't even think it's Robin. It's Batman and Superman. It's not 1A and 1B. They're both 1As. These guys have proven it. Jaylen Brown has proven. I mean, if you didn't know who he was now,
you do big time.
Big time. And Jason Tatum's been first team All-NBA the last 3 years. These guys have been getting it done since 2018.
And with Brown, it's everything. It's a bit of everything. And then when he's not doing everything, Derek White is. I mean, what Derek White has become for this team is otherworldly. He makes every open three, and the threes that he makes is when you think you're making your run, and you sit there and you say, okay, it's not Tatum and it's not Brown taking the 3, so we're coming up with a win possession-wise here defensively, and this guy throws it in, either A, doesn't touch a single ounce of the rim, or B, he banks it in like he did last night at one point.
The bank one was...
The bank job was the absolute gutter.
Yeah.
It was a gut punch because it was at the end of the shot clock.
Yep.
He's the one taking the shot, not Brown, not Tatum. He's a killer. And then defensively. And then, just to show you how it's all clicking, Xavier Tillman played significant minutes last night. And he's playing significant minutes because Porzingis is out. He tossed in a 3 last night that made it seem completely inevitable the Celtics are going to have a duck boat parade. And their perimeter defense is lockdown. The switching, the perimeter defense, the way that the Mavericks had to work the clock down 22 seconds just to get a shot off, the way that they had to have 6, 7, 8 passes in order to find even remotely a matchup that favored them defensively. And then that perimeter defense, and here's your difference, folks, because Luka and Kyrie had 4 more points combined than Brown and Tatum last night. But the Celtics shot 17 for 46 from 3. They put up 46 threes, made crazy. 17 of them. And Dallas put up 25 threes. They put up 21 fewer three-point shots and made 8 fewer than the Celtics did. They were 9 of 25 from 3. And in this 21st century, I mean, we had, I played a soundbite yesterday when we were remembering Jerry West, when Jerry was here with Susie and Marshall Falk talking about the three-point line and how that's clearly revolutionized the sport, and people are going to be taking more threes and have been taking more threes. And he was talking about, obviously, a Warriors team that he helped guide as a consultant to a championship. I mean, that's it right there. If you can defend the three and make the three and put up considerable more three-point shots, the numbers will essentially say we're going to win, because we're putting up more shots that are worth more than the twos. I mean, it's simple math, but you have to execute it, and you have to have the people to execute it. You got to have the coaching staff sell it, and it's got to be bought, and the Celtics are doing it in every possible way, shape, and form, and they have the look of a champion. And by that, I mean coming up with the play on the road. The other team has hope. They're the ones who are making the block shot out of nowhere. They're the ones who are getting the open look threes much easier than the other team because you're locking it down defensively on the perimeter. They're the ones who are making the open pass and make it look easy, and the other ones are not. That's the Boston Celtics right now, sir, and congratulations, dude. You got that going for you.
One game left.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.